everybody, this is Tina with Rehash Designs. Hope everybody's doing well today. I thought for today what I would do is kind of a little craft with me. I have been wanting to do a Halloween journal since last year. I accumulated all kinds of stuff to do one and I never did it. I've gotten even more stuff. So I am going to be doing a Halloween journal and I'm going to be popping in and out with little parts of it. And I may actually be doing two. They're going to be full-size journals and maybe two different styles. One of them may be kind of a grungy Halloween and the other one may be a glamour gothic Halloween. So in any case, I thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride. And I realize they're probably kind of late for Halloween, but I'm not ready to go full Christmas yet. I know a lot of you guys are doing that, but I'm kind of in the mood, you know, for fall and Halloween. And I did my two fall journals and I'm kind of frustrated too because I knew that I had more fall stuff than I did. And when I went in my Halloween box thing, I found all my fall stuff, which kind of makes sense, but I guess I stashed it there and I forgot about it. Anyway, I'm going to quit chit-chatting so we can get some things done. Okay, I am going to make my cover, both of them this time, with the chipboard. So we're going to work on one today. And this is going to be kind of my grungy one. So I will show you that as we go along. I've got two pieces of chipboard here because I'm going to make it... what did I say? I was going to make it the width, the height of this, which would be, 8.5, but I'm going to make it by 6, so that takes more than one. So I just really need to cut these to 6 inches is all I really need to do. And let me get this little guillotine cutter if I can get it. I finally put this thing back on because I about sliced my fingers off, and I realized there's a reason for it. So anyway, this will go 6 inches, so I don't have to get out my big one. Let's get that lined up good. And the trick with this is to kind of go slow when you've got something really thick, and it will cut it. It just takes a while. There we go. So there is one piece right there, and we're going to hang on to this because we're going to use it. I'm going to do another one. And I'm going to make a floating spine on this because I think I like those better on a hardcover. I looked through my books to try and find, a cover that would work for this, and I really couldn't find anything. Most of the vintage books I have, they're really small, which I really need to start doing something with. Okay, there's my stuff on the edge. I just have to trim that off a little bit. Anyway, so, I don't know, they're really kind of tiny. I am going to make I don't know, guys. I think I'm going to make it a 2.5 inch spine because honestly, even though I'm going to have just 2 signatures in it, there's going to be a lot of bulky things in there. So, I'm going to use one of my pieces that I cut, and I'm going to do it 2.5. Get it in there straight. That would be nice. So, save that because we will be using that for other things. All right, move that aside. All right, so now that we have this cut, and I'm doing the outside now, and then the spine portion of it we'll do later. I mean, the outside and inside, and then I'll be doing the floating spine portion of it, later. Okay, so let's see. What did I decide I was going to do? Okay, yeah. So I have this kind of, it's not really velvet. It's upholstery material, but it has kind of a velvety feel to it. And it's got almost like a gray in there. So I really love this. I think I'm going to use this on the outside, okay? So I am going to put this, let me see if I can cut it without, I should have probably cut it down a little bit. I really kind of almost like that frayed portion on there. Oop, my little thing moved. Okay, let's see. I don't know, let's see. It's not on the other side. Oh, I could get enough of this, 2 pieces or 2 sides of it. Yeah, okay, let me try that. I will try that. I got such a big piece here, and I'm going to use this for my other cover too, so I want to make sure I have enough for both. But this one is going to be my grungy one, so I got this at my favorite resale shop. They always have upholstery fabric there. Let me see, I think I'm going to put it right at the edge of this fringy stuff. And I'm just going to probably use my fabric tack. I would normally use like a tacky glue on this because it works well. But here, I'm going to use my other bottle because it has a wider opening if I can get it to go. And I want to empty this out anyway. But when I'm with you guys, I like to use this because it goes faster. Anyway, let me put this. Now, paper, I will use my other white glue sometimes, but it just depends too, because sometimes you don't want it to get overly liquid. Put this in my little glue jar thing. And I'm going to move this around a little bit. Okay, so I am just going to kind of do that just to make sure it gets on there evenly. And I won't be sewing this because it's on a hard cover, and I don't want my machine to have to go all the way through all of these layers. But it will stay on there fine. Okay. And I could have painted it, but I kind of thought, you know what, I'm just going to do this because it's quicker and easier, and I don't have a lot of time to get these things done. My goal is to try and get all this done by about the 15th, and then start on doing some Christmas stuff. Okay, so I got that down. Get that all down good. And I think I'm just going to cut this out, and then I'll go to the next one. I'm just going to kind of rough cut it out, and then I'll do a better job in a minute when the glue is on there good, because if I manhandle it too much, I'll have to end up putting more glue on it. I can already tell in the corner I need to. Oh, what did I just drop? Okay. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. It is Sunday here, and my husband is watching his probably 5th football game, and I have no interest and spending my day doing that. So I just snuck up here. Doreen, my puppy, came up here with me for a while, and she's gotten, what is she now, 4 months old? She has gotten so good. She really doesn't mess with things. She kind of asks for permission, you know. She'll look at something and go, boy, that would be fun. Is it okay? And so I don't mind having her, but she gets bored up here, so, because there's not a lot of room for her, and you know, she just kind of gets bored. So she'll stay up and hang out with me for a little bit and then go downstairs again, because my husband's been working from home. So that just kind of, you know, gives her somebody, she gets undivided attention. So trust me, she is not hurting for attention. Although I do think she misses being with other dogs. She misses her sister Summer, my son's dog, which is Dory's sister. She hasn't come over for the last couple weekends, and she has been seeing her almost every weekend. my son moved, and he's busy with all that, so I think she misses her sister and her play dates with her. So we're going to have to get them together next week. So, I'm sure it's kind of boring for her to hang out with us sometimes. Ooh, there's big clumps. That's coming from my little spreading brush. I didn't clean it real good last time. Alright, so now I'm going to put this one down. And I'm going to keep that fringe on the bottom. I like it, so I'm going to try and get it in the same spot, though, so I get the same length on the bottom. Okay, so I'll kind of smush all that around. Anyway, I don't know. I could have started out on Christmas. Part of the reason I think I'm kind of hesitant on Christmas is I don't even have my Christmas stuff in my craft room because I don't have room for it. I have it in the adjoining bedroom in the closet. I just commandeered the closet in there and put and there's other stuff in there too, but I'd have a bunch of stuff in there, and I have to make room for it in my craft room, on an ongoing basis. I don't want to be walking back and forth getting all my stuff. So anyway, I've got to do all that, and I'm just not anxious to do that. But I really need to I think I need to take some things out of here that I'm not doing and make room for my Christmas stuff to be in here, so all the time, because honestly, you could work on Christmas all year long. I mean, you really could. Okay, so this is kind of on there good now, so I'm actually going to cut it all the way, just right up to the edge. I'm not wrapping this, and you will see why later, but I am getting it right to the edge when I'm cutting it. I don't like to wrap the really thick material. If it's thinner, I'll do that, but I don't usually do it on the thick stuff because it gets bulky, and I don't know, I just don't like how it looks when it's done. I am not a wrapper. Okay. And I really was thinking about gessoing it and doing all kinds of stuff, but I thought, you know what? I don't think I'll get it to look much better than this, so. Alright. So I got that. I got to trim it a little bit more right here. That is very crooked right there. Boy, I wasn't paying attention, was I? Okay, and it's got the stuff on the bottom, which I like. And then, let me do this one. It's got glue on there. I have to get that off. So, we have been putting our house back together. When we thought we were going to sell our house, I'm not kidding, we just threw everything in boxes out into the garage and da-da-da-da. Well, of course, in the process of doing that, we figured out, well, we don't need a lot of the stuff we have. But at the same time, there's some things I got to put back, and, it's just an ordeal. So anyway, I've been doing that, and then just some little things here and there. And I do think we might go on a little trip, not real long, just for about a week or so. After about the 15th, probably. Not for sure when we're going to go, but, I'm not even sure where we're going, but just kind of a nice little fall trip. Boy, I cut that crooked too, didn't I? Should have used my material scissors for this because they work a little bit better. Although these are great scissors, but they actually do work. Okay, let me do this side. Maybe that'll work better. Yeah, it does. From this side, it's easier to cut. Okay, so that is 2 parts of my journal. So that is cool. I like that. I like that look. And then I'm going to do the inside, and I think I'm going to do the inside with paper because I have this paper, and this is from Haberdashery, the paper studio. Ooh, this little piece is hanging in there. And I think I'm going to do the inside with that. I think that will be good. So I'm probably going to just use my... Ugh. Why is that all sticky again? All right. Let me just kind of put some glue on that. Go a little bit closer to the corner, I think, here. Oops. Did not mean to do that, but that's okay. All right. So I will do that. Put the pin back in. And let me spread that out. Boy, I guess I didn't do a very good job cleaning these off. I use these things all the time, but bought these at the dollar store. I haven't seen them there forever. Usually whenever I see stuff like this, I buy quantities because I know you may not be able to find it again. So I think it's going to need more in the corners. I got to hurry up though. The stuff dries quick. Put it all the way up here. Okay, so I'm going to put this on. I guess that way, right? What do you think, guys? Like that? So this is going to kind of be my grungy journal. And I'm going to add a lot more to the cover, but I just, get down there. Okay, come on. Oh my gosh, why can't I get it on straight? It's just me. I want to hurry up before it dries. I'd rather have it overlapping than not on there enough, you know? Okay, there we go. That's good. I think that's pretty good. Pretty darn good. I got some glue right there. Get it off. Get off, get off, get off, get off, get off. Okay. Get that on there good. All right. Okay, let me kind of cut around that. Come on. All right. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, little corner's coming off there. I need to trim that up a little bit. Looks a little crooked. I may just take my little scissors later and go around this because just little spots here and there that need little trimming. But anyway, that is the part of that cover. I think that's going to be good. And now let me do the other one. I think I'm going to just, I don't think that's going to fit. I think it might be a little bit short. Maybe it'll fit. Yeah, it's like a hair too short on there, so that's okay. We're going to use that paper other places, so I'll just get another piece out. Anyway, I know there's nothing new and exciting about this, so but I just thought I'd bring you guys along. And probably what I'll do, if I hadn't already said this, I don't remember. On my little paper bag journal and my corrugated cardboard journal, I will just kind of pop in, do one week and one the other, and hopefully have all those done by the 15th. So Halloween will be kind of put away. But anyway, one of these journals will be a giveaway, if I haven't already said that. And I don't know which one. I don't know. Not really sure yet. So I don't do a lot of planning these days, guys, so just kind of winging it. I don't know why, but I used to plan everything to a T. Everything. I mean, I would make 2 of everything, and I'd have it done. But I just, the amount of time it was taking to do all that, oh my God, there's no way. Absolutely no way. Can't do that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the back piece, and I'm actually not going to put this on until, well, the way that I'm going to do the journal is I'm going to put this on after I do the middle part. It's going to be a little bit different than how, basically I'm going to put the book together without putting this back piece on. This back piece will be here, but I'm going to glue this on after I bind the book, okay? And then I'll be gluing on top. So, just because I have an idea that what I want to do with this, but what I want to do for right now is I'm going to go ahead and cover it with this material. And I'm going to go see if I can find like a remnant piece here that will work so I don't have to use a big old giant piece. But it is going to be put on later. So it's a little different than I've done before, but you know, it's not rocket science. You'll see. surprise, because I'm actually not going to be putting anything in it for a while, because the way it's going to work is this will be here, okay, and my floating cover will be right here. It's going to cover all this and part of that. Okay, so I won't even put that in until I'm practically done with the journal. So that's, you may not even see the cover until then. So I've got this purple material, okay, and I don't know, it was actually part of a Halloween costume. Make our second cover, we're going to do the same thing. Just going to cut down our pieces. This time I'll make sure I get them in there nice and straight. So now I'm going to do this, and this is going to be a little different because I am going to wrap this. So, and I haven't cut out my pieces really a lot, but this is going to actually be wrapped, and it's a thinner material. So let me see. I think I would rather just kind of cut a couple of pieces. That will work well and give me plenty of room. I mean, I'm not going to wrap it a lot, but just a little. And it's because of the kind of material it is. So I don't need a big old piece like that. I just need probably... Okay, so I've done both of these, and this is what we end up with. And then I've also done the spine, and this next part I'm not going to do to the spine because I'm going to be doing something different with that. I think I'm going to use this one, maybe. It has a spider on it. I don't know if I'm going to let it hang off the side. So let's see. I've got different ones here. I've got another one that is kind of these spiders. And it is, but you see, I don't think you're going to be able to see those. It's got stars. It's got a different webby thing on it. I don't know, guys. It's just so hard to decide. And then I have a different spidery one that's kind of like that. It's a closer weave. And then I have this one that has bats and spiders on it. But it's kind of a tighter weave. I don't know. Well, guys, I don't know what happened, but my camera had shut off. It wasn't a battery thing, so I'm not even sure what happened. Maybe I paused it, didn't turn it back on. I have no idea. But anyway, this is what I did on the purple one where we left off, is I went ahead and I just glued on this, I guess it's a lace, a netting type stuff. It has a spider and a spider web. And I did that on the front and the back. And then I put this flocked paper, this black and white paper for the inside, both of them, okay? So I just did the same thing, except I added, you know, another lace. I didn't put very much glue on here. I just tacked it in, and then I put it on the sides and kind of just folded it over. It didn't really matter if it was messy because you're going to put your paper over it. So I did that on both of them. And there's going to be more to this. I just, you know, this is the part where we're going to stop because we don't have enough time to do the rest. And then on the spine, I did this little thing that I wanted to do. It was like a kind of a corset. So basically I put 7 little, what do you call it, eyelets in here. You know, I just took a ruler, spaced them out. And this lace I put through it, and it's going to go at the bottom because something's going to go on the top. I think it's going to be like a tassel thing. And then I just put through this. It's not permanent. This lace, and it's gonna. I just basically cut it to make like a tie. So this will be the tie. So I put that around that. Now this one, I'm not 100% sure. I may change this a little bit, but I'm not positive, and do like a leather look, but I'm not 100% positive yet. So I'm gonna do something to this, but you just have to wait till next time to see it, because I'm just not sure yet what I'm gonna do. Anyway, that is where we're gonna stop for today. And then I think next time, I guess we'll go ahead and finish decorating the cover, or we may start working on the pages. Just depends on if I've made my mind up yet on what I want to do. That really is what it depends on, because I am terrible about making up my mind, and if I don't feel really good about it, I put it off, and we could do the cover after we do everything else, so we've got plenty of time for that. I just do them a lot of times ahead of time, because it kind of moves me along when I'm changing from one thing to another, and it helps me. Sometimes I'll do the cover and still have like a block. It's not that I have a block of ideas, I just have too many ideas, and I have to consolidate them. So, you know, I can't put everything all in one journal. So even though I try, but I'm gonna, you know, there's gonna be 2 different styles. And that's what was conflicting me for the longest time, is I kept trying to do Gothic Glam and Grunge all in one, and I guess you can, but I didn't think it was going to work for what I wanted to do. So I'm going to do the two, and this is the Glam, and then this is going to be the Grunge. But I'm going to grunge this up a lot more. So depending upon how I feel about what I want to do with the cover, then there'll be a part 2 to the cover, but it may not be next. It may be after we pick out pages and get those ready. All right, so I will see you next time. I may pop in between and do the paper bag journals, and so that just requires any kind of Halloween paper that you have. It doesn't really matter. And then paper bags, really. So, okay, so we will see you then next time. You guys take care.